Closing costs are some of the largest line items in a real estate transaction, and understanding them up front can save you stress, time, and money later on. We'll walk you through what they are, who pays what, and how much to budget, and strategies to keep more money in your pocket.
Okay, let's jump in.
So closing costs are the fees, taxes, and prepaid items due when transferring ownership. In North Carolina, buyers generally spend about 2 to 5% of the purchase price, while sellers could be higher when you factor in agent marketing fees.
Yeah, and sellers typically cover transfer tax, title fees, prorated taxes, and often both agent fees. Some costs are fixed, others are negotiable, and we'll show you which ones are which. Okay, so both sides of the transaction have their own responsibilities, but here's the typical breakdown.
So buyers usually pay for their appraisal, any inspections they have done, loan origination fees, the lender's title insurance, recording fees, and any prepaid taxes and insurance.
Yeah, and sellers usually pay for the transfer tax or excise fee, like we call it here, title service fees, and their share of property tax, any agent marketing fees. Those are always negotiable, but still most commonly paid by the seller in North Carolina. And we also can include any agreed upon repairs or concessions from the seller as well.
And remember, almost everything is negotiable. Buyers can request seller-paid closing costs depending on market conditions and the specific situation with the home, and agent fees are always negotiable as well.
The loan-related fees generally run about 0.5% to 1% of the loan amount.
Appraisals are often $400 to $600 in Wake County, and inspections do vary depending on what's needed in the home. We always recommend home, termite, radon. Sometimes you might get a sewer scope if it makes sense, a septic, well, pool, etc. And some of those are paid up front if you choose to. Others you can roll into your closing costs.
And your title insurance typically runs around 0.22 to 0.25% of price plus recording fees.
Then you have prepaid items, homeowners insurance for the first year, prorated taxes, and possibly HOA dues if applicable.
So overall, you're really planning for 2 to 5% of the purchase price of the home in closing costs. On a $400,000 home, that's about $8,000 to $20,000 separate from your down payment.
Yeah, so let's give you a sample estimate here. On a $450,000 purchase price home with 20% down, your loan origination at about 1% is going to be $3,600. Let's say the appraisal is about $500, inspections $900. Your title insurance and recording is $1,125. Home insurance is about $1,800. Tax prorations at about $2,000. So your estimated range with those costs are between $8,000 and $10,000, which is right around 2%. Keep in mind, a lower down payment or additional services such as added inspections will definitely increase this number.
And the good news is that your lender will provide a loan estimate early on in the process and a closing disclosure, which is your final settlement numbers. Review both of these carefully. No surprises is our goal.
Most sellers should plan for roughly 6 to 10% of closing costs.
Sure, and let's run through an example breakdown of that. We're looking at a $500,000 sale. You've got your agent marketing fees at, let's call it 5%, that's $25,000. Transfer tax of $1,000. Title and recording is going to be anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. You've got your prorated property taxes for the time you own the property. We'll call it $1,500 in this scenario. And other miscellaneous fees around $4,000. Your total estimated costs are going to be at $29,000, which gives you a net with your sale of $471,000. This excludes your mortgage payoff if you have one.
Yeah, so knowing your net ahead of time is crucial, especially with payoffs and repairs. So let's talk about some buyer cost-saving strategies. First, compare lenders early, preferably before you even put an offer in. Rates and fees may vary depending on who you speak with. And we can negotiate concessions when possible. You can ask the closing attorney for fee breakdowns prior to that initial closing disclosure. And look into some down payment closing cost assistance. Some areas of Raleigh do offer this.
Yeah, and timing your closing near end of month can actually reduce your prepaid interest too at the settlement. Okay, let's talk about some seller cost saving strategies. Those can include things like negotiating your marketing fees with your agent early, handle small repairs up front to avoid costly credits later. You can offer concessions strategically rather than lowering the price of the property. Review your estimated net with your agent before listing. This is huge, and I'm always a big proponent of that for sure.
So what are some common surprises that we might find here in Wake County? Well, first of all, these prorated taxes or HOA dues, title insurance, old liens, or unpaid bills may come up. Prepaid interest or PMI for buyers if you're paying with a down payment less than 20%. Some costs tied to closing delays.
Yeah, and small surprises can really turn into big money, and it's just good preparation that avoids those kind of surprises at the end.
So local tax rates, assistance programs, and recording fees do vary across the county here in North Carolina.
And working with a lender and an agent who know Wake County's processes really makes a big difference. Local knowledge can save you time and money.
All right, so let's talk about the checklist breakdown. For the buyer side, you want to get pre-approved and compare estimated closing costs early, negotiate concessions, budget for appraisal and inspections, which typically will be paid outside of closing, but again, you can you roll that into your closing costs if needed. Review your loan estimate and closing disclosures, verify any prepaid items, bring certified funds and your ID to closing, save all documents after.
Let's talk about a seller checklist. We're going to request our net proceeds early. We're going to choose our attorney. We're going to clarify who pays which fees and know that ahead of time. Review your closing statement before signing. Bring your ID and confirm your payoff and any credits that you offer to the buyer. And of course, save your documents and update your utilities afterwards when you've closed.
All right, y'all, here are the key takeaways. Both sides do pay closing costs, so know your role. Buyers need to budget for about 2 to 5%, while sellers need to budget for about 6 to 10%, including any negotiable agent marketing fees. Understand your line items, loan fees, title, taxes, insurance, any prorated items. Use negotiation, fee shopping, and local expertise to save you money.
Yeah, and if you're buying or selling in Wake County and you want personalized guidance, we are always here to help. Save this video, follow for more real estate insight, and drop your questions below. We are Sam and Becky with the Dream Team.
See you in the next video. Taxes and insurance. Oh. Okay.
That's fine. And both are going to review carefully. We're going to do that with you. Yeah. We're going to do that with you. Carefully. We don't want any surprises.
Is the goal. Stop ad-libbing.
No surprises in the goal. All right, here we go. Take 3.
No, that's weird. That's just a weird line. I'll just say 60%.
Oh.
Last, they're going downhill quick. Attorney for fee breakdown and God, why? Why? I'm just gonna keep on rolling. Oh my God.